When songwriters conceive of a new song, it's often the verses or the chorus that comes first. They think of a few lines or the melody of either, and the song begins to take shape in their mind, potentially something spectacular. As a result, the bridge is largely thought of much later. That section of music that comes about 3/4 of a way into the song and creates a new sonic world or tone that somehow brings the whole work together through surprise and even a touch of dissonance. But which are the most memorable bridges in music history, or more specifically, in the history of classic rock songwriting? That, dear reader, is the subject of today's inquiry. So here, let's dive into the 4 incredibly memorable classic rock bridges. Number 1, Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. Released in 1979 on Pink Floyd's album The Wall, this song, originally titled The Doctor, is about being sedated in a way that stage performance is possible. As with many of Pink Floyd's songs, it is part protest and part psychedelia. When the bridge kicks in on this track, so does a giant wailing solo. It both accentuates and changes the song's feel, which is the mark of a good bridge. Plus, it's performed without vocals or lyrics, adding to the newness of it. Number 2, Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys. Released in 1966 as a single from the harmony-driven surf rock band, the Beach Boys, this song's bridge is almost an eerie placeholder, providing tension and drama before the big vocals from Brian Wilson and the boys kick in. But we're forced to hang on during the bridge, that pleasure for a stint denied to us. Then pow! Wilson returns and we hear the bliss again. Number 3, A Day in the Life by the Beatles. Released in 1967 on the Beatles' iconic album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, this track from the former Mop Tops opens like a typical song, with John Lennon singing his thoughtful lyrics. But then, likely via Paul McCartney's influence, the song switches at about the 2-minute mark and becomes an orchestral freakout with the French horns, violins, cellos, and more bellowing like madmen. It is, as they say in the business, chef's kiss. Number 4, Changes by David Bowie. This 1971 song from David Bowie's album, Hunky Dory, is a masterclass in rhythm, melody, and lyric. Not to mention, it offers one of the most memorable and sticky choruses. Opening with a thoughtful, almost melancholy vibe, Bowie's hook leaps into the brain and lives there. But when the bridge hits some 2.5 minutes in, it puts the song on its ear for a moment. On the bridge, Bowie sings, "Strange fascination, fascinating me. Ah, changes are taking the pace I'm going through.